Just got my pie out of the oven. Hi, I'm Tarkus, and you might remember me from such games clubs as... What games clubs have we done? Good Games! Anyway, this month was my month, and I decided that we're going to play something a bit classic, especially after, you know, a lot of the buzz around the Nintendo thingy coming out, the mini thing, when, you know, clearly this was a better option to buy. Buy one now. Use the code name Tarkos at the checkout and get nothing off. Who cares? So I chose Demon's Crest because, well, you're about to find out why I chose it, so I'm not going to explain that. But if you haven't played this game, play it, then watch this review, then tell us how wrong or how right we are when we talk about it. Peace.
Welcome to this month's Player2.net.au Games Club, where we'll be doing Demon's Crest. I'm your host, Jay Parnas. Joining me is Damo Tarkos Camilleri, and of course our sub-host, Paul James. This month we're doing Demon's Crest, your game, Damo. I'll let you take it from here.
Welcome to the Player2 Video Games Club. I'm your host, Paul James, and I'm again joined by Damo Camilleri and Jay Parnas. Let's kick things off. Damo.
If you cut that out, I'll hate you forever.
I will use it in one way, shape, or the other. Damo, it was your game this month, and you picked Demon's Crest. Tell us why, for starters. What was it?
It was the first game I ever played that I remember having multiple endings. And the first time I played it, I think, like, because I was pretty sure, I can't remember, like, you could get up the map. Like, after you get into the real world, like, you can see it has 1, 2, 3, and then it's 4, 5, 6.
Hit the start
I'm
button.
pretty sure after the third map, I was just like, oh, and I was just flying around. It's like, oh, cool, another place to go. And I went over there, and it's like, that was the end. I was like, man, it's a really short game. It's kind of shitty. But I kind of enjoyed it, though.
I'm going to do it again.
Play some more. Because I'm like, I'm sure you can swim. This is bullshit. Why couldn't I swim? And then, like, I don't, because this was before, like, you know, game guides were like videos. You know, it was all written out and stuff.
I mean,
and like the pictures weren't.
This game was almost pre-internet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely pre-internet.
You're right. There would have been like printed walkthroughs of some sort.
Yeah, it was all on game
FAQs,
boards, and it was just like, and so you know, I just kind of had to play and discover. And I was like, this is really cool. Like, I didn't know there was multiple endings, and the fact the character models just look sick in this game.
Have you seen the box art?
Yeah. Actually,
it's so good. Like, could you imagine just being a kid and seeing that box art on the shelf? Just Demon's Crest and having this fucking like metal fucking thing there. I need it, Mom. Praise be to Satan.
It was like. Because, like, as you pointed out a little while ago, that it's like the main character is actually from Ghouls and Goblins?
Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins, Goblins and Ghouls, fucking any combination of those.
He, like, because I played that game because I wanted to see him, and he comes in through the window, and he looks like absolute crap, and I'm like, wow, thank God I got introduced to this character through Demon's Crest, because I would have thought to myself, oh, he's from there?
No.
Fuck that. Like, put that noise straight out. There was no way.
Though, if you were a fan of Ghouls and Ghosts ahead of time and then saw Demon's Crest, you're like, that dude looks so cool now. Yeah. So I guess, that's how I had it for me.
So,
that is a Marvelous
We'll start off with it.
What have you got for us?
What did you, as a whole, as a game, what'd you think? Like, just... Actually, no, we'll take that question and we'll null it out. That's going to be like the base of the question. Alright, how'd you find the combat and controls? We're going to start with combat and controls.
Game's fucking pretty hard.
Yeah.
Game's pretty hard. It's just
I distinctly remember you telling me when, like, in preparation for this and me going, look, this is a crazy month for gaming stuff. I might struggle to get this whole thing done. Even your response was, look, play an hour or so you get a feel for it, and then if it's getting either too difficult or you don't have time, just watch the rest on YouTube.
Yeah.
That, like, you were allowing for the fact that this might break me or frustrate me enough that I'm just
this is definitely going to break Paul. I was like...
No, like, it was fine. I got through it.
You got through it?
No, but it was just, like, it said a lot before we'd even played it. Like, I have to brace myself for this.
Yeah.
I've got to be patient.
Yeah, this is very old school, like Capcom, where like
they don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the last game they made like that, I feel like was Devil May Cry, like when normal was like, well, what the fuck is this? I'm going back down to easy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what'd you think? Like combat and controls.
Handled really well.
The clinging to wall stuff was a bit finicky sometimes.
Yeah, actually, no, good point.
But
you get it'd be a bit sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. The gliding I actually really liked. I liked that you could just like press the jump button in the air, and you just fucking go. You have big wings. You just fly. I mean, you don't fly up and down and around and shit.
Yeah.
It's just you could just fly. Like, there's one of the very early levels where if you can manage to get high enough, you can just fly over all the shit.
Yeah.
No, you don't need no fucking cape or raccoon tail. You just you flap your wings and over you go. There you go.
How would our little Italian plumber fare in that? Not very well.
Not well. He would have had
better have a star on the whole bloody time.
His flesh would have been off his bones in minutes. Like my character was many times.
Oh, yeah.
Shit's hard, dude.
Yeah.
I did my best to play it without any walkthroughs.
Yeah.
I actually found in terms of
Nintendo?
Yeah,
you
you're
still
right.
use this?
Yeah, I called it into the helpline. Yeah, that's right. Man,
we have a caller.
I've never like
Plug in the phone so we can take it.
That's it. Yeah, I didn't realize we still had phones. Yeah, they answered with a 3DS. It was weird. It was a weird video chat. They had to blow into the microphone.
Calls actually go direct to Miyamoto.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was they blew into the mic via Morse code so that I was able to get cheats. No, it was.
What?
I wanted to do it.
Konami code. Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Inverted Konami code because it's demonic. Everything has to be upside down. Like, I actually found that it had a really cool sense of, I don't know if this is the thing I'm supposed to be doing now. Kind of like the original Legend of Zelda had.
Yeah.
Which to some people might be, oh, I don't like that. Like a weird feeling of like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing the thing the game wants me to do. But for me, it was like, I'm just going to go to this place and fuck the police. This is where I am.
Yeah.
This is the level I'm going to try and beat. Even though it kept like smashing the shit out of me. Turned out that that is the level I was supposed to do and I just sucked at it. But I didn't know.
Oh, no, it's real hard. Like,
the multiple exits to each level was really cool. Like, you know, the wind one with the tower where you go down the tornado to actually fight versus just going across, and it's like the scythe monster thing.
Yeah.
I can't think of the praying mantis type. You know the one? Yeah.
It was all those different things. Like, it was really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And even like the basic level has like so many different little secrets in it. Like, yeah, once you get the water demon, like you go down under the water and there's more stuff to unlock, and it was really cool. Like the continuous exploration just through that game, I thought was really cool. Like, you know, I mean, because like as a kid, I've just played it, and you get like I think 1 or 2 demons by the time you get past the 3 main levels. If you've just doing a pretty solid playthrough, and then like, you know, you can go and take on the last level, because like it doesn't stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
It's hard, and I may have used Game Shark codes, but
I mean, it's hard even if you've got all the shit. Because it
gets harder too. Like, you go against that final boss, like, and you've collected all the stuff. He's just like, yeah, I have all these powers too. Like, I've got different things to fuck with you. Like, super bad.
But even then, like, it's also because you still don't even have your ultimate form. Like, that's your like playthrough to like New Game Plus type deal. So you're still effectively as strong as you are at the start of the game, just with extra powers. You know what I mean? Like, those powers don't necessarily make you stronger; they just give you options.
Yeah, that's it.
You've still got to like jump over fireballs or fly under fireballs or like miss attacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's still like a lot of it's on the player. Does that make sense?
It's doggy sometimes.
It's harsh.
It didn't feel like the game was made to be cheap at your expense. Like, you know, it's like, it wasn't like, we're just going to make this super hard, and like, you know, because of, you know how some games, and I hate to say it, but some games are just excessively hard for like no reason.
I mean, the funny part about that is Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins
Yeah.
is one of those games.
Yeah.
Because it was an arcade game designed to steal your money.
Yeah, well, that's...
So the fact that this game is like also super hard is...
But yeah, it
like,
didn't feel
shit
like it
fits.
was like the hardest thing I've ever played without fucking being justified for being so hard.
It was like Ninja Gaiden where it was super fucking hard, but it wasn't unfair.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the whole idea. That's why, like, even now, there's so many people that gravitate towards Dark Souls or Bloodborne and stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's fair. There's some strict rules to it, and if you adhere to those rules,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But even though
You got to learn them.
some of
You gotta
those
learn
even
them.
you could argue that there are some levels of
There's
cheap
some
in
of
that,
them, yeah.
whereas this,
Yeah, sorry, that's a good point because you can just walk off an edge and die. And
or
it's
like
not shown to you.
there is a boss that could hit you and basically take your entire health bar, whereas this, all the damage was fairly consistent.
Yeah.
There were some enemies and bosses where they would take an extra pip of health when they hit you, but like a lot of
that gooey eye boss just
mate.
annoys me. Is it one of the first second boss you go
is
in
the
third?
second. Well,
second.
technically it's third because if you count the giant walking dinosaur-y dragon
Yeah.
thing.
Or even like, your encounter with your arch nemesis dude. Like
Yeah, that'd be the second one.
Oh yeah, good. Because remember you got the gargoyle thing that flies.
Oh
at
yeah,
you.
right. Yes.
Then you got
and then you
him,
got the
and
rock
then-
dude, and then yeah.
Yeah, and it was like
fourth boss.
He's just so annoying because like you have to kill all these little eye things, and they like fly around in really weird
They're
patterns,
annoying.
and yeah.
How did you guys do it?
I
think sheer luck.
used. I would change between demons consecutively. Like
Okay.
as soon as they were coming out, I was using the ground gargoyle
The
because
rock. Yeah, the
he
ground
was
one,
just he shoots and they just reach. Like if you stand right on the edge of the platform, like they just reach. So I was hitting them, and then as soon as they started flying around, I was like out in the air and dropping and flying. Like I pretty much had to zigzag onto the ground.
Yeah, right.
So it was intense. Like he's obviously one of the hardest things in the game for me was that thing because like as soon as you touch his goop too, it's like. Or you're pretty much dead.
And if if you're up to the second form where he's out of that goop and you get into that goop,
Yeah.
he's just like a laser beam and you're
Yeah.
fucking dead. Like
It was like
Or
you get a bit
acid
salty.
beam
You
or,
really
like-
want to throw that salt in his eye.
Yeah.
At the end. You're just like, no!
and you look kind of like a slug, so hopefully it's just double damage. Well, see, for me, because I only use the ground gargoyle with that one because the shot that fires downwards does more damage than your regular fire.
Yeah.
But if you jump and use his attack in the air, it actually goes straight across.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is obviously the only way to do this because my fire is weaker. And I don't want to be hitting these eyes 3 or 4 times because they bounce around when you get hit.
Yeah, that was the worst part because they're coming at you, like you hit it, it's like two, and it'll still, whatever boost it's got left, it'll still come at you, so you could actually put it in a worse position than what you'd want it to be in.
And
off
off-screen.
Like that, and it's like, yeah,
And it goes off screen and you can't hit them when they're off screen.
Absolute shenanigans.
I actually only beat him because in the run that I had, it just so happened that they dropped my healing items
Yeah.
that time.
I had it once. It dropped a healing item into the. I'm like, do I risk it? Do I risk it? Like I
totally
need
did.
the health.
I
And
totally
like
did it.
I was like, it was like I got in. I'm like, and I lost more health than I gained. I was like, damn it.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's the game. Like
that is the game.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, do you guys have a favorite demon?
Are we talking aesthetically or practically? Or...
Just go whatever you think. Like
Because practically, I mean, ultimate form's not bad. But if we're talking like aesthetically, I mean, I kind of like them all.
Yeah.
Because they all... Like they do look like alternate forms of the same character. Like
Yeah,
it's got the similar features of that character, just in like very specific. Like it is like the 4 elements of that character, if that
Yeah.
makes sense, which is really cool.
Kind of if there was one you had to go for.
always go flyer.
I was going to say the flyer. I'm like, look, purely because
I was waiting to see what he'd say.
I mean, primarily because of your attack. Your attack looks cool. It's like a wind scythe attack.
You can't grab a wall, but it doesn't matter. You just
'Cause he's
fly
flying.
up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. The water guy's pretty cool too. Like
Yeah.
But yeah, that flyer. I think they just call it like F demon. Don't
He's
they?
air demon, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or air gargoyle.
Yeah,
air gargoyle, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
or aerial. It might be aerial gargoyle, actually. I don't know. It's one of the two. But,
It flies.
Yeah.
The one that flies.
Yes, spoilers, it has. Its arms are wings. Instead of its wings being wings.
Yeah, no, that's cool, because I couldn't have lived with Holocron.
No,
He's just really bad at it.
There's like, you could make a case for a couple. Like, you started to do the water one there. Like, they've got cool elements.
Really good design, yeah. I didn't actually get I didn't get to play as the ultimate because, like I said before, I wanted to use no walkthroughs or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there was like one of the potion bottles I couldn't find or some shit, and I'm just like, out of time, flip the desk. Like, and that's the thing, like, I wanted to adhere to the whole, because I mean, there have been so many of the games that we've done where it's just like, walk through, let's get this hammered out.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Because this is, like, it's one of those sorts of games where it's like, obviously didn't do that with Super Metroid because I knew the game.
But again, it's one of those things, like, and I think it's where you're starting to go with it, where a bit like what we're talking about with Dark Souls, and a lot of this, it's about the discoveries you make,
exactly,
the lessons you learn along the way, rather than just sweet, I did it. Like, those sorts of games lose any and all value if you cheat your way through.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe less so for some of the like Super Metroid, like the Metroidvania type stuff, which this kind of has some of it, but because there are such like a fewer amount of collectibles, like I wanted to be like, oh, I totally saw that, that wall that I could hit with my Buster attack to like come back to later on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, it can kind of work both ways. Because, for example, and there's a game that Jay picks on me all the time, Axiom Verge. There was one boss that I smashed my head against a wall over. And it's basically my issue was because I'd missed one weapon that was back there. Now, if I knew that I'd get that boss wouldn't have been any sort of problem.
Yeah, I mean, you could still beat him with the one you had. You just sucked at it.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
under the bus
changed it, I would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have made it a lot easier. And you got a real rough.
If I picked up a guide or jumped on YouTube and picked up a guide.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
If I jumped on YouTube.
I mean, checked out a guide. I mean, game FAQs exist still.
If I jumped on YouTube or whatever it was and saw, there's this weapon that would have completely killed the thing for me, the rewarding feeling you get from finally...
You wouldn't have had 160 deaths on your record.
I wouldn't, yeah. So in that particular case, there's pros and cons, because I wouldn't have been so angry at the game, but you know what I mean.
I do, yeah. And that was kind of the thing. That was the kind of thing for me. Like, whereas with like a Super Metroid, you could very easily go online and be like, yeah, I want to know where some of these missile tanks are because fuck it, it's like a random hidden square somewhere inside a room. Whereas with this game, there was like, 6 potions and 6 pieces of paper that you could imbue magic with. So it's like, there aren't that many levels, but there also aren't that many items.
And some of them are like in your plain side of view.
Yeah,
but you've just got to like
you got to remember it.
And then you got to be like, oh, I need that demon because I need to go up like there. I need to be able to reach that through like kind of that thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so for me, that was kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
like I wanted to specifically do that, so I didn't get to play as. I saw obviously video of and that final boss, like the real final boss, looks like a real shithead.
F that noise.
Yeah.
Oh man, no.
Sound design though.
Yeah, I was gonna say next thing you're talking like sound, like the soundtrack's amazing. Even the effects, like for a very old game, it's kind of cool. Like, I want to know how they made those sounds because I mean, I've done some research into things like that, and like back in the day, they didn't have just the infinite soundboard thing. Yeah. They had to make. Some of them used to just have to go into like the room, some random storeroom, and just like find a piece of metal and like, oh yeah, man, it makes that noise. We're gonna record that, and that's like
Foley
we're gonna
and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they just transcribe that into the game.
And some of the other stuff is literally just like, hey, let's make our system, or let's like its internal sound chip. Let's make it beep and then fuck with the modulation till we get something that sounds like a fireball shot. Yeah, you know what I mean, or like a charged fireball shot or something like that. So it had a very vast. I mean, considering that there was 2 or something Castlevania games on the Super Nintendo, this is easily probably the most demonic sounding game on the Super Nintendo, which is, I mean, it's apt, firstly because, I mean, Demon's Crest, but like it sounds metal as fuck for 16-bit MIDI that's not like the hair metal of Mega Man. Like, it's... do you know what I mean? Like, it sounds like that world is that world, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's real cool.
No, I even love, like... sorry. How did you find the sounds and things?
No.
Did you enjoy?
I heard them.
They were things.
Sounds that was in my ears. Like,
Yeah.
No,
I played the game on mute. I don't know.
I mean, I'd like
the
to
podcast.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see it make its way across some virtual console.
Well, I mean, like I said, like I touched on.
Yeah, it's a Capcom game, right? So it's not. It's
so,
not out of the realms.
I mean, like, kind of. But but it was. I mean, when was the last time they pulled stuff out of the coffers other than wasn't Mega Man
or Classic? Evil.
Yeah,
We'll just
true.
Flog that horse to death.
I mean, they haven't really touched even the Mega Man X series. I mean, other than the new announcement of Marvel vs. Capcom 4, which segues into Firebrand being in Capcom.
Mega Man's in it. No.
It was Firebrand, the main character of Demon's Crest, was a playable character in Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
really?
Ultimate Edition, was it?
Yeah.
Which I think is the one that's coming to PS4 now.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, look, maybe renewed interest in the character. Who knows? I always liked him because you can even grab the edge of the stage in that game in the same way that you grab walls in Demon's Crest.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it basically has like your Demon's Crest transformations and all the stuff in Demon's Crest as like your attacks in that game. It's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, there was one more thing I was gonna.
Yeah, you were
Were you gonna mention Gargoyle's Quest for the Game Boy?
No, I didn't even know about that
Mystic Quest for the Super Nintendo.
No, Gargoyle's Quest is another Firebrand.
Just rattling off games.
I know. Well, because it's another Firebrand game where you're sort of playing as him as the main character on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was really cool.
64.
Did you guys, when you go to your main town and you can buy like the magic things?
Yes.
And there's always that shit kicker sitting by the the fountain.
Yeah.
And like you rock up to him, he's like, "Hey, you look like that guy that pissed us all off because you looked after the thing." And then like you change your form and you go talk to him again. He's like, "Hey, have you heard about this douchebag that I was just talking to 2 seconds ago?"
You weirdly look like that really cool guy that I like. I hope you didn't kill him.
Yeah,
we didn't
it was a really cool little
skin him alive and wearing his clothing.
Because he says alternate things and what you're wearing.
And considering there aren't exactly NPCs in that game, he's like the only one that's not a shopkeeper. It's pretty cool.
Just sitting there
shopkeeper
flicking a coin or whatever he's just doing, just
he's like super loud. He's like,
that's what he's flicking.
Oh,
Maybe on.
Rough. I also like smashing the fountain behind him, so it looks like he's leaning on nothing. That's real good. That's real shitty.
It's just going around breaking windows. Cool.
I love that you can headbutt the back environment. That's great. And then they turn it into a mini game that you need to beat to be able to get the best ending.
Oh,
it's fucked.
Such a shitty mini game, but
it's real. It would be in a game now. That would be you go in with a different transformation and the game is different. That's what that would be.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah,
it's a real good game.
Yeah. So, does it deserve a sequel?
Yes.
It's always a question that we.
Yeah, actually.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A remaster or a sequel?
Both.
Yeah.
That game should be ported to the 3DS and then they should make a sequel.
I'm glad you continue that line of questioning because we've gone, yes!
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it. It's really cool that we are,
normally, and it's not necessarily criticism of anyone, be it me or either of you guys, that usually there's one person that's not necessarily disliking the game,
but not 100% sold on it.
Yeah,
and that's fair because we're 3 very different people. We're not a hive mind collective.
Though I feel like we've had. I feel like the Super Nintendo has been the console that has united us all. Because,
I
mean, it's the greatest video game system ever made.
I would argue for that as well.
Virtual Boy, come on, dickheads.
Good point.
Power Glove, obviously.
Yes, because we all know that if you use the Power Glove, you can combine with 5 baby ducks and get a mech.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. No, it's obviously the Game Gear is obviously the best. The Game Gear is better than anything. Don't get me started on the Sega Saturn.
Wii U.
You're the Wii U. Come on, son.
Switch.
No. I mean, if they did make a sequel, I would kind of like the same
It's more of the same.
style, almost. Like, I don't want to see it go...
I would like to see it go more Metroidvania. I want them to lean harder into that.
Yeah, like, that's what I meant. Like, I mean, I don't want to see a 3D bird's eye view kind of... I mean, it could be well.
You know what? I would actually argue for that. Like, imagine like a Star Foxy type level, or like a Sonic the Hedgehog bonusy type level for some of them.
Yeah.
Like, you know the wind tower one where you got to like fly through all the platforms and shit like that.
Yeah.
If you imagine that from behind and flying around and shit, it could be really cool. But I wouldn't want to see the whole game. Like that.
That's definite. Like, I mean, the guys.
I mean, look at what happened to Kid Icarus. It wasn't a good way to go for the whole game.
Built the worlds for Darksiders. That'd be cool if they, worked on like a Demon Crest, because they envisioned so well, and I think whoever touched this
got sold and broke up.
Well, they might be making another one. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
Rare pieces right now.
I mean, technically, they put out a 2016 release.
What?
Well, Darksiders got...
No, that's not even them anymore.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Darksiders got a 2016 release.
Yeah.
So, look, actually, that's an interesting question that you sort of have prompted.
Yeah.
Would you prefer to see let's say, if we're talking about sequels, would you prefer to see Demon's Crest 2 be more Metroidvania or more classic Zelda? Like dungeon format instead of, say, Demon's Crest 1, like Metroidvania kind of format where it's like level 1, 2, and 3, and then you've got stages inside that, and then you can go back and...
Yeah, no, I'd rather go with the Metroidvania.
Okay. Could you see it work as a Zelda?
Yeah, it could definitely work as a Zelda. There's no...
Or like a Darksiders or something like that.
Yeah, there's you could just easily just go like, there's portals to here or whatever. But like...
I mean more like the like, you get the item in like a chest inside a dungeon, and then you kind of have to use that item inside that dungeon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that classic Zelda formula, it's because it's similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be cool, but like it takes away a little bit of essence of what I like about like Demon's Crest, like, because you never had to use a different form of demon to beat a boss. Like, you could always, unless of course it was like, you're underwater, you obviously need the water demon and things.
You never had to use your different fire magics.
Yeah.
But you did have to use the different forms, I feel like.
There's a couple of bosses that you had to, like,
You couldn't get to the eye boss without the ground gargoyle because you had to smash the things out the way.
Yeah,
and you had to get the underwater.
Oh no, like when you're fighting them, like you didn't have to...
in terms of the boss?
Yeah, you didn't actually have to, like,
Correct.
change how you fight the boss. Like, you could... and I thought that was a really kind of cool thing.
I agree.
You could definitely do it, and that's obviously, it makes some of them easier. Like, using the ground dude to, like, peg off things was much better than, because it did hit that little bit harder. Yeah. And even like his like dash, like a dash jump to the other side, you can almost make it to the other side. And
yeah, dude. I like Mega Man X. That was how I played that boss. I'm like, yes, dash jumping is how I live.
And then that'd be good.
I just mean, like, I like the idea, like the potential idea of some of those forms or some of those abilities coming from like pre-boss, not necessarily having to use them against the boss.
Yeah.
But I like how, because it was go back and do the level again and potentially go a different way with that power now.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it could very easily splinter in either direction, and I think both could really work, which is, I suppose, unique to Demon's Crest, because a lot of games kind of get stuck in
one or the other.
We made a brawler, so this game is a brawler.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to change a brawler into an adventure game because it's a fucking brawler. Yeah.
And there's pigeonholed.
Yeah, that's right. And whereas this is kind of not really, because, the term Metroidvania hadn't really been established then.
Yeah.
It's technically also a side scroller, but you don't really think of it as a side scroller.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It kind of is almost Adventure to Link type, where it's like, cool, you've kind of got an overworld, and there are sort of dungeony type areas to go to, but you can kind of just roam around and do your thing. So it's really hard to peg down. So I think it's really cool that you could take some of the whole get treasure, get better mechanics of it, and like, get treasure, get good type of those two very different, like Zelda and Metroid. Those two very different
terms we use here.
Yeah, hey, it works.
Yeah,
watch the numbers go up.
Cool.
I know what it is.
The cool thing is, like, no. Oh, okay. It's gonna be like, yes, Paul.
Yeah, you may speak.
Like, you know, there was like, not that it was puzzly parts in it or anything like that, but it was like problem solving things, like, you know, oh shit, how am I going to do this? And like, you know, it was cool that, you know, not everything was just run in and blow everything up and like burn everything alive. Like, some of it was like, man, I could probably, that guy's a bastard, like, just to peg off, I got that guy gonna fly at me, like, sometimes, you know, you selected what enemies you were gonna kill, and like you kind of planned out your route a bit more than like what I do in other games. Like, I mean, that was me, because like, you know, especially those things that hang upside down, like the owl thing,
the eye bats,
things, yeah.
Dude, when you've got the flying,
yeah,
you just like you point blank, just like so good. I actually liked that. We like to follow on with that. Like I was saying before about the eye boss, I had no idea what order I was supposed to be fighting that boss.
Yeah.
So for all I knew, I was going in under equipped, and I'm like, I'm gonna beat this thing with what I've got. Game on, bring it.
Because and
I died like
going right.
20 lives
that's
later.
That's where your problem solving comes in. Though.
Exactly. It's like
the problem is, how do I manipulate this?
Yeah, or am I able to physically be able to do this right now, or not? Like, is it a matter that I'm terrible, or that the game's like, you're terrible because you're underpowered? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like that as well, and that sort of feeds into what you were saying. What about you?
No, I agree with the sentiment.
Right. Glad to see you've had a large input in this time.
I know that, like, people have said the things I've sat here kind of nodding. And I've chipped in where I thought
is there anything you would change? That's going to be like my final question. And when you play it, that's all these questions are generalised to you two guys. Like when you play
the origin, as in where it comes from, ghosts and goblins, and you know, it's a shitty intro because no one's going to want to play it. If they play that first. Just going full circle with everything.
I would probably say if like in terms of would I change the existing game, or how would I change it for a future?
Oh, just the existing game. Like, what did you not like about it in this time?
I didn't like the fact that stages were sequential in only one direction.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, there was like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and you would get there by like hitting the wall on the side of stage 1 would take you into stage 2 of work. Like, you know, like for example, like area that's classed as 1, you had like 3 main parts of that.
Yeah.
If you got from the first part to the second part and you did a 180, you couldn't go back.
Yeah.
I feel like it would feel more connected if you were able to, because there was one time where I got knocked off screen into the next room. And I'm like, no, there was a secret that I wanted to get there, and now I have to play I was like in stage 2.
Go through again.
And now I had to go all the way through stage 1 and 2 just to get there, and hopefully not get knocked. And I'm like, that's... Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of a minor gripe. But like that would have also made it feel more interconnected in that, like, those areas were...
How was this received back in the day? Do you know?
I think it's a cult classic.
Let's see what I can find on it. But, because it's certainly, like, it holds up well.
It really does. It really does.
I mean, like, and I was surprised at it too, like, because I thought, oh, maybe it's just one of those games that I played, because I played it as a teen, like, I don't know, 2004?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so the game's already 10 years old by that stage.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, Metacritic wasn't a thing then, but its game ranking score is 86.7.
That's well.
Yeah, it's alright.
EGM gave it 8.25, no.
Okay. I mean, look, it's obviously fond enough for Capcom to be like, this character is recognisable enough for us to chuck it in our big crossover fighting game. And it wasn't like a DLC character, it was like straight up in the second package of like the ultimate version, which is where they add a whole bunch of characters to each side.
Yeah.
And look, whether that was because they put Arthur in as a default character or not, who knows? I can't say. But, I mean, it's obviously well enough known, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
People are like, oh, that's Firebrand. Wait, is that the guy from the thing? You know?
Yeah, and even if people are... And if you've only played Goblins and Ghouls or Super Ghosts and Ghost, whatever.
Fucking that. The game where you throw the lances and die all the time.
Yeah. Go check this out. I mean, it is. It held up fantastic well. As I just said, I played as a teen. I thought, man, is it still going to hold up? And so I played it again like a couple months back. I'm like, oh yeah, this is still awesome.
Is that what prompted you to then decide that was a Games Club game?
Yeah, like, because I was like, well, I was struggling to find a game, and I was like, no,
Jesus,
Play something
after
that
a year we've hit the wall. Shit.
Play something that I like.
Oh,
like,
mate, I've got catacombs worth of shit that you guys are gonna play. Don't you worry about that.
But yeah, so lads, any final words?
Pick it up.
Yeah, go get it. I mean, again, it's another one of those big Japanese companies that has
accessible via any platform. These current platforms.
I don't think so. All I would say is it's sad that it's another one of those. Ghouls and Ghosts is another version of.
Yeah.
Because I think Ghosts and Goblins is the arcade, whereas Ghouls and Ghosts is the console.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would say that it's another one of those sort of Japanese games that's in one of their back catalogues that is real tough to like dig out, but it's a classic and it really should. It's real sad.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it'd be great more people played this game. Like, you know, go rant about it.
It'd be awesome if they made that universe bigger, like the Ghosts and Goblins universe. Like the whole like two world, there's like a demon world and a world that's populated with humans, and shit gets like thrown from one to the other, and there's cool demons that shoot fire and are rad as fuck. Like it's
like
awesome.
That storyline of Demon's Crest is pretty cool. Like it tells you at the start, like make sure you give it a read and stuff like that while you're playing it. Like don't just like mash eggs. It's actually kind of cool.
There's a narrative there that's interesting.
Yeah, we should have tapped on that, but it's alright.
And that might be Gargoyle's Quest from the Game Boy that might feed into that. That might be the prequel. I don't know. I know it is one of them, but final words, Paul?
Oh, well, I've already gone. Like, get it. Like, it's really enjoyable. That we don't have current platforms to play it on, so
unfortunately,
find it at your local cash converters or
no. I've looked at eBay. Find it at your local emulator site.
Yeah,
it's sad, but it's true. I mean, it's at this point, it's
this is why we need these libraries.
It's the Super Nintendo equivalent of, or like the old console equivalent of abandonware. It's old. It's old as fuck, and no one's re-releasing it. Meanwhile, we're getting Darksiders re-releases that's only a few years old, and Gears of War and all that sort of shit, where it's like, hey, we could be having all of these Super Nintendo things. Which is why Nintendo needs to make our Super Nintendo Mini.
Yeah, we're getting better as an industry at maintaining the libraries of the past, but finding some of those that have been lost and bringing them back are difficult, especially with licensing and all that sort of rubbish that goes along the way. But that is Demon's Crest, one that all three of us enjoyed. As we've said, be sure to give it a bit of a look via an emulator if that's what you require. And if you're one of those lucky sods out there that has one, feel free to
send it our way. It's totally not worth a whole bunch, and you definitely shouldn't check eBay prices to find out how much it's worth. You should just send it to us instead.
Just remember that's someone else's value, not your value. Sentimental value doesn't mean actual value. You hoarding bastards out there, you rare games you're selling for way too much. Jerks. Drown Ben.
Yeah, the thing that you just said.
So
get off my lawn.
Until next month, where we visit a game that Jay is quite the fan of.
We blade into the cel-shaded future of Tokyo Toe in the legendary Jet Set Radio for the technically Dreamcast, but we'll probably be playing it on either Xbox or Steam. It's become backwards compatible now as well, so you can pick it up there too.
So until then, thank you again for watching. Tacos Talks, not on Twitter. Paul James P2, the site Player2 AU, visit player2.net.au, tune in. We're unsure whether we're going to have an episode next week because it's that week between Christmas and New Year. Maybe there'll be something, maybe not.
We'll see.
Otherwise,
tune in anyway.
Otherwise, have a great holidays, New Year, and we'll see you next year for whatever stupidity is in store.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, pleasant Kwanzaa, Happy New Year.
Isn't it crazy?
Season greetings. There you go. Easiest one. Happy holidays.
And we'll see you later.
Yeah, should have just gone with that.
That PC stupid bullshit.
See ya.
Peace sign. That's what you said, right?